I would propose that we make today the last class. Now, since I can't see, all raise your hands and tell me if you like this idea. That's the difference, by the way. If anybody ever asks you, what's the difference between the University of Iowa and Iowa State? You say, Iowa, poetry. Iowa State, poultry. I am Steve Kuusisto. I'm a professor of creative writing, nonfiction writing at the graduate program at the University of Iowa, where I am also in a dual appointment as a professor of public humanities in the Carver Center for Macular Degeneration. They like to joke over in the eye clinic that they are the first college of ophthalmology to have a poet in residence. So I work here at the university, both teaching in the humanities and also working with our medical college to establish new ways of thinking about disability and public policy, disability and medical ethics, the history of disability. Many blind people experience joblessness. 70% remain unemployed, even 20 years after the Americans with Disabilities Act. Blindness is thought to be a great calamity. Though we know nowadays it is not, it is still thought of that way, right? It's still got a kind of 19th century Dickensian quality in the mind of the public. You know, Dateline NBC would say, he was struck down by blindness, right? We still have this terrible language. The truth is that blind people today have talking computers. They can do just about anything the sighted public can do. And it's not an obstacle to full employment and a good life. I want to get blind people back into the world of medicine. They've been told to go away. But now we know how to really do new things. We need them to come back. How do we find them? You have to picture this. Gary Whittington and Ed Stone are in a canoe in the boundary waters of Minnesota with their teenage boys. And Gary says, I would call my friend Steve Kuusisto, who I went to the writer's workshop with, who is a well-known blind writer and has been on Oprah and, you know, writes for the New York Times. And I would call him. And Ed did. And we got to know each other through a series of visits and interactions, cooperative work together. And last spring, Ed stunned me by saying, how would you like to come to the University of Iowa? We think we can put together a position for you, and it would be wonderful for us to have you both for your creative writing talents, but also to help us spread the word about the new age of eye care and research. I remember that feeling. I once fell asleep in a Buddhism class. My head hit the desk. And
Just while you were meditating.
But I had enlightenment, you know. Ah!